Good morning, afternoon, evening to all of you and your beautiful Enlightened Circles. I'm hoping you're having a fantastic day. Going to give a little bit of time for some of you guys to jump on here with me today on Migrate Your Mindset. And let's just make sure that this is streaming out everywhere, that I'm not having any technical difficulties. So if you guys are having problems like hearing me or listening to me on YouTube or Facebook, let me know. But a warm welcome to each and every single one of you. Let's see here. I see Lisa's on. Hello, beautiful. I see some other ones are popping up. And let me make sure that that privacy settings on the personal page, it gets changed, because that's how I didn't get to see some of you all last night and your comments that you were sharing with me. So lovely. My apologies. I wrote in there as well. If you guys want to, please like and follow Enlightened Circles so you're surely to see it there. I don't want you guys to be missing out on participating in your comments. But the fact of the matter is because sometimes, since I try to value the page of my personal page and my friends on there and their privacy, things get set to private. So I'm changing that right now so that we can make sure. And as I do that, I see Barbara, her comments are coming in. So welcome. Richard's comment is there as well. So it's working. We got it there. And saying a good morning, welcome to everybody again. And let's get jumping with this. Let's get jiving with it. I want to share with you all again, I am using StreamYard. So there's the link on there. You can go and give permissions with the privacy settings to your comments. A lot of times I'll pull them from Facebook or YouTube to be setting them up. So please go ahead and take that extra time to do that for yourself as well as for me. But I will be sharing your beautiful comments because we do an engaging conversation here, right? We really try to keep this going, keep it engaged, because this is a time for you as well. So a lot of love to all of you this beautiful Wednesday, Thursday, wherever you are in this fabulous world. I'm so excited to share with you. I do have some news. My lovely co-host, Jamie Smale, who's usually here with you all here on Enlightened Circles for Migrate Your Mindset today, is not going to be joining us. Today's topic is rise above circumstances, right? And funny enough, he had to kindly bow out of being here and joining us today because he had to rise above some circumstances himself with what he's doing. But that doesn't mean he's not here in spirit and energy with us, and that he wasn't ready for this. Just all last minute kinds of things that happen, and we all understand that, right? So as some of you guys are jumping on, let's talk about it. I'm seeing that the feed is kind of getting scrambled on your end on Facebook. So if some of you guys will type in the comments and let me know how the feed's coming out to you, I'd love that and appreciate that from you. And let's see if we can rise above some of these technical difficulties and circumstances. I'm watching the comments. You guys let me know how the feed is, because I'm seeing that it's gone on the other end. Okay. Oh, okay. Lisa's saying the feed's perfect. So that must be on my receiving side of where I'm watching it from. I just want to make sure that we don't get going. I was getting all these colors go across the screen of what I was watching on the other platform of Enlightened Circles. So I just want to make sure that we're there with you guys. So how have you guys been doing? How are you watching? Barbara's saying it's fine there too. Thank you all for commenting and letting me know. So what are the circumstances, right, that maybe like today, Jamie's supposed to be here with us, Jamie Smale from the UK. He's the co-host of Migrate Your Mindset on Enlightened Circles. I love having him co-host with me. It brings new dynamics. It's always beautiful to share new things with other people. We had Suzanne Taylor on last week, Jeremy E. McDonald on Tuesday last week as well. And last night, we coincidentally as well, we're talking about some of the same items and issues last night on Enlightened Circles. And what's your catalyst, right? We were talking about our catalyst and our catalyst of how we can rise above, into this whole new half of the second year. And today is rise above your circumstances. So a lot of us have had these circumstances that have been holding us back. They've been holding us back in this life, in this world, and especially in this year. And one big, huge circumstance that's been out there is COVID-19, right? That popped in. We have political agendas. We have so many other things going on that have been occurring that are kind of tapping us down, and we're not being able to rise above. A lot of people lost their jobs or had to find new sources of income, or looking for new jobs because the jobs that they're doing are non-existent now with COVID-19. So there's a lot of circumstances that have come in this first half of the year, as well as there's a lot of energetic shifts, right? We've been dealing with so many people having energetic shifts, breakups, marriage, divorces, new marriages. Congratulations to a beautiful couple in Portugal who got married today. I was so excited for the beautiful, fabulous news. So there's marriages happening still. They're rising above the circumstances. New babies are being born. My brother and sister-in-law just had their baby last week. So we are rising above the circumstances, but so many times we don't celebrate the fact of how we rise above circumstances and how every single day we're making that choice to rise above. So what are the circumstances that you guys have in your life, maybe that's holding you back, that you want to deal with, whether it be spiritually, physically, or energetically here today, that you want to share your comments, so that we can put it out there for everyone to send energy, love, healing towards, as well as what are just some things you've been seeing? Maybe it's not directly in you, but it's things that have happened with family members, loved ones, or society, right? And how do we rise above those circumstances and bring it to a positive base place? It's the first day of July, everybody. So happy July 1st. Happy new start of the year. Let's get this ball rolling. Let's get this energy rolling into a beautiful, positive place. I'm sending each one of you guys tons of beautiful light energy for this next second half of the year. I'm seeing Manina's on as well. Beautiful love to her. I've been praying for her, talking about rising against circumstances as well. She's somebody who got trapped in another country. And I just got off a friend with mine from Sweden this morning. She got trapped in Panama with COVID-19 for 3 months. So she was out there for business, out there for work. This Manina was out there for visiting friends, and they got stuck out in other countries other than their own prospective countries because of COVID-19, airports getting shut down. How do you rise above those types of circumstances as well? So many of us are focused on where we're at, what's been happening in our own personal lives, how we need to be afraid of COVID-19 or our jobs or different things. But we actually didn't see that we had freedom as well to continue living our day, continue living our life as well in our normal format, a little bit more normal than others. And some people were trapped in completely other countries with no place to go, trying to figure out, how do I get finances to this country, or I'm not with my normal work. So how do I find financial ways in order to support myself for 2 or 3 months, or housing for 2 or 3 months? It was just this big thing that happened. So many people were blessed that they were able to find housing and food and everything else. But some other people, some like my friend we were talking about, she said it was just a whole different new world and experience for her, because she was there stuck and trying to figure out, okay, for the next 3 months, I am stuck in Panama and I am stuck here. It's a beautiful place to be. I would love to be on a 3-month vacation, but I also need to have where I'm at home. And so now she was working away from home. You have different things at home, like the bills that you need to be paying, and maybe you didn't have everything electronically for you. So people have really had to rise above certain circumstances that priorly we didn't have in our lives. And we're not necessarily thinking about all those difficulties other people have had. So what are some key tips that, like Lisa, I know that you're on, Barbara, you guys are commenting on here and sharing, and everyone else, I encourage you. And even if you don't watch this now live, you're joining us later in a different time zone, a different time of day, wherever you're from, please write in your comments some of the circumstances that maybe have affected you in the last 6 months. Okay, the last 6 months. And the reason I say the last 6 months is because a lot of time we only concentrate on the right nows. We don't always go back and look at the last 5 years or last 10 years. We're stuck on the right now. So what are some of the things in the last 6 months that are circumstances that you have either risen above or want to rise past, right? And I know that Lisa shared last night about trying to find a new job. And that's not necessarily that it has to be a circumstance, right? That was, that she's going or dealing with. It just might be a new place that she's in her life, a transition. So we have these beautiful parts that are these transitions as well going on in our lives. So what are your transitions as well? Because we start to see transitions as barricade blockers, right? And something that we need to rise up against or rise, and we consider it a circumstance and we want to rise above it. But really, it's not. It's not an energetic blocker. We turn them into energetic blockers. These transitions can be new pathways, new platforms, new settings for us to be in or be a part of. Okay. So let's consider that. And as we're here, I want to get everyone into a grounded space. We did some of this last night, but everybody that's out there, let's just talk about, because we're talking about rising above circumstances. It brings that negative connotation and it brings in that anxiety in, right? It brings in all the anxiety of maybe it's not making enough income. You're an entrepreneur and you haven't been able to get the business you really want to get. And it's like, feels like you're always one step forward, 5 steps back. Maybe it's a relationship you may have had where you had problems with an ex and they're still in your life and you're trying to figure out how to clear and cleanse that energy and cut those cords, you know. Maybe it's something else like children. What's going on with my children now that there's not school? What's going on? Where are they at, right? Like where are they at emotionally? Where are they at spiritually? It's not always that easy. It's not always that easy to be doing this and seeing your children either be in a new place or suffering, right? So Lisa, I'm going to put up your comment here because I think it's beautiful. Share with everyone. And thank you all for having the courage. Like I said, it's going through StreamYard. So click on the link, give the permissions, but also I'm sharing here your comments. But Lisa, thank you for sharing. She's saying circumstance challenge for me, not knowing what the fall holds for my job, teaching. She's a teacher, beautiful teacher. Will I still have a job? Today is the day my district needs to release 3 separate possible plans for returning to learn to our state department. Things I'm doing not worry. 1, knowing I'll be divinely guided. Thank you for knowing that and believing it and protected no matter what. 2, avoiding gossip and speculation. Amen. And 3, staying open. And, you know, Lisa, you're already hitting it home with that. And I think that those 3 tips that you're doing right now for yourself, for your situation of the school job, of knowing and believing that you're divinely guided and protected no matter what, avoiding the gossip and speculation, and staying open. Those are 3 main tips for all of us to apply to everything that we're doing, right? And that is, it's beautiful. It's beautiful that you're doing that because now you've already taken out a lot of the worries. You've taken out a lot of the worries. You've taken out a lot of the different problems or issues because having that faith, when we have that faith, that we will be divinely guided and protected in all that we do, then whatever's going to come is going to come. I know it's very difficult sometimes for us to have that blind faith because we think about, well, but wait, there's reality, Jessica. There's reality of electric bills I have to pay. There's a reality to certain things in life. And yes, there is a reality, just like for the people who got stuck in another country, who maybe were not set up on an electronic payment and were already receiving payment through the mail. They as well were also receiving, you know, a new circumstance, but there has to be eventually a faith. Otherwise, what happens, we go back to what we were talking about in other shows of increasing your anxiety and stress where cortisol levels increase. When cortisol levels increase, what are we doing? We're also dropping our immune system. So we are more susceptible, not just to COVID-19, we're susceptible to so many other viruses, bacteria, diseases that could come in and inhibit our space and energetically now become physical blockers within ourselves as well. So when we can start to have that faith and just understand, okay, you know what? Things aren't that great. I'm going to get grounded. I'm going to breathe. I'm going to just find my way through these circumstances in order to rise above and migrate my mindset in a new format, in a new, beautiful, energetic way. And I know that I'm protected. I know I have that divine light and love around me. It really does start to bring in a peace. Then we're not energetically running in the hamster wheel, thinking of different ways, because when we're running in that mental, emotional hamster wheel, guess what happens, guys? We can't see the clarity of maybe some offers, whether it be a new way to work. As teachers, I could just understand, yes, you're saying they're trying to release 3 separate plans, but they're also starting to release teachers because now they're going to more digital or online, and they're having one teacher cover so many more classes. My cousin is a teacher, an amazing spirit, amazing soul, and he's come back from working in corporate America at these huge corporate levels to come serve his community in this beautiful way as being a teacher and working with special ed. And even through the summer, he's been teaching kindergarten through 12, basically, with some of the different students he's been doing for the summer program. So that's a lot of work. You're not just teaching your grade now or elementary 1 to K through 3 or K through 6. You also are bringing on this whole new thing. But what happens when they start to filter it out and have all of the children just going to one program online while we start to filter out teachers? And there was just a thing on the news as well today that they were talking about how American pediatric guidelines and everything else are starting to look at how we need to get children back into school, because there's probably more risk with children being out of school and not being interacted upon with teachers, because as teachers, you do so much. You're noticing sexual abuse, you're noticing sexual abuse, you're noticing if children have nutrition defects, if they're having health issues, maybe a parent couldn't see, not that there's always an abuse there. Sometimes we just don't see behavior problems and issues. You're also starting to see, is there somebody who's on the spectrum? Because as a parent, we're not trained always in this world to know what everybody does. That's why there takes so many of us to do what we do. But as educators, you're receiving these children from so many different environments and you're aware of it. But when we don't have children in the environment with a teacher who also is getting a grasp of this and who can help them through life, then they're seeing more problems and issues happen rather than just keeping them safe from COVID-19. They're having behavioral issues. They're having more sexual trauma and abuse that's not being made aware. They were talking about the nutrition defects and everything else that have been going on because of children staying out of school. So, we don't always see the other side of the coin. So it's very interesting. I'm glad. Thank you for bringing that up, Lisa, but may your jobs continue to be blessed as teachers and doing all that you're doing. But when you know, like you said, that you were divinely guided and protected no matter what, and then you avoid the gossip, now, like you were saying, yeah, I did the hamster. She's saying, I did the hamster wheel for a bit in May. That quickly got so old. LOL, laugh out loud. So glad to have released and transformed that. And that's the beautiful point now, that's where you're avoiding the gossip, the speculation, where you can actually now take the different information, analyze it, and stay open with your third point. Staying open is a huge thing for all of us to do, whatever the decision is that we're doing, right? Do I continue doing my job? Do I do a different job? A lot of people in the medical field, they're getting tired. They're getting burnt out. And different rules and regulations are coming in that are actually limiting physicians or healthcare providers from doing what they need to do. You wouldn't think that something like COVID-19 would have such a huge effect on the medical community. You would think actually it would be something would be spinning. But there's a lot of like orthopedic surgeons. They were basically almost out of work as well for the last few months. They're now back to higher capacities, but everyone has to get COVID tested prior to going into these elective surgeries because they're not considered emergent surgeries. So there have been major clinics and surgical units that have been completely shut down because of COVID-19. And these physicians who are also running a major corporation, they had to lay off so many healthcare providers, so many medical assistants, so many different administrative staff who were not able to work because of something of the sorts of COVID-19. And even some of those businesses are going under after. So we wouldn't think that the medical profession, and I'm not just talking orthopedics, even family practice, we're not seeing as many patients, family physicians, because people were so afraid to go see doctors because they were afraid of being exposed to COVID-19. Although locally here where I'm at, you couldn't see patients that had symptoms anyways in a normal family practice or gynecological office. You had to go, if you have any symptoms that were COVID type symptoms and temperatures or anything, you had to go directly to the hospital. So going to go see your primary care health provider right now, or, you know, the gynecologist or your regular health doctor at the moment is actually probably the safest, cleanest time to be doing so, because everyone has been keeping things so sterile, such a clean, healthy environment, letting people come in, check in at the desk. How did they rise above the circumstances to still provide good quality health care to everyone out there that deserves it, right? So they were rising above circumstances and trying to go with the flow of what is out there. Just like Lisa was saying, she had 3 things now that she has implemented into her life: knowing she's divinely guided and protected no matter what, avoiding the gossip and the speculation, and staying open to what might come. And medical healthcare profession has had to do that. What are all of you been doing as light workers with these circumstances that have been arising in your life, with new job changes, taking care of children at home, doing at-home school? Every country's been different. I see Mr. Suzuki-san is on from Japan as well. So a beautiful welcome and hello to you. And, you know, in Japan, my beautiful friends as well, they're going through many similar things. People in Australia as well, going through many different similar things, but different. The military is coming in Australia to start to implement testing and certain things that are going on with COVID. So there's a lot of mirroring worldwide that's going on, but yet there's some unique things. I was just talking to my friend from Portugal, and she was talking about how in Lisbon, it's a much tighter, restricted lockdown than it is in Porto. And so, you know, what do you do and where do you go and how are things? We are just developing certain things every which way, and there's circumstances we do deserve to rise above. So as each one of you are here, let's start taking some deep breaths, because I could feel the anxiety rise within. I could feel people's throat chakras start to get a little locked up, because there's so much you want to say, there's so much you want to express, and there's so much healing you deserve to receive. But right now, you kind of, some of you went on the hamster wheel, and some of you are like, oh yeah, I feel that peacefulness. Yes, I feel like what Lisa was sharing, going into those steps of accepting that I'm divinely guided and protected. Okay. So everybody, remember, this is Enlightened Circles. And yes, on Wednesdays, we do Migrate Your Mindset. And today specifically, we're doing Migrate Your Mindset and Rise Above Circumstances. But how do we start to do that? It's about being grounded as well, right? So let's take some deep breaths. Let's get ourselves grounded. Let's bring ourselves into a more beautiful, much more beautiful, grounded place where we can start to see, feel, and receive this light energy that we can all share. And let's get our enlightened circles lit up within, ignited with beautiful, beautiful fire that each one of you have. And then we can link them energetically and have a beautiful, powerful healing session as well on some of these symptoms. So everybody that's on Facebook, YouTube, take that deep breath. And I can feel some of you getting hot, so I'm getting hot. So if you'll excuse me, I'm going to just take this off here, not get so overheated. Take that deep breath. Those of you who have been holding a lot of the stress in your spine and your back, shake it out, release it. I can feel my back popping because I'm starting to feel your backs. We're all here together in this energy space. Everybody, as you're taking these deep breaths in, allow divine light, allow that beautiful protection to just come in through that divine breath, through that godly breath, through all that is. And if you can, uncross your body, uncross your arms, your legs, your ankles, and place your hands in that receiving motion that we've talked about, in that receiving form, face up on your lap or however it might be, somewhere that you're just relaxed. And now some of you just really started feeling your hands tingle. Let all that light energy, all that divine energy, all that's amazing and positive, let that come in. Take that deep breath. There you go. Start to feel that peacefulness. Kim, I can start to feel your peacefulness. You're out there. And we were talking about jobs and new possible jobs and worries or anxieties about that. Just release this as this beautiful light energy is running in. Allow any fears, anxieties to just go on out. as you exhale, but it's there to be in a capsule. It's there to be received. It's there to be transformed and transmutated into something beautiful, amazing, and good. Trust that and know that. And the people who have been, I'm seeing your kidneys, especially I'm seeing the right side with the kidney problems and issues. We're going to send healing light and love right now as we're all here together to that person, so that because of all they've been filtering, all that they've been filtering with anxiety and everything else, take that deep breath. Don't forget that as you exhale and you send everything out and you're releasing all this energy out, that it's also a beautiful time to breathe in newly recharged energy and light and love. There you go. As we have these spaces don't have to be empty. These spaces get filled with all of this beautiful renewed energy, all this beautiful love, all the amazing resources, tools, energy, light work, star gifts. Allow everything into all that you are, and allow all the pain, the anxiety, negativity to start to efflux out. But as it effluxes out of your body, it's also starting to be transformed and transmutated into more positivity, more light. And that's what you receive back in. All that transformed energy that we all get to share. Okay. So, I can feel the person who's been having that kidney problem and filtering a lot. I could feel your kidney pains. I could feel especially your right kidney. You're not the only person going through this right now. And I want you to release those fears of cancer as well, fears of cancer that's been going on in your family, because what's happening is I can see that you're kind of bringing in those fears of cancer as well into the kidney problems and issues. Check back in with your physician, check back in with your status and where you're at as well. But energetically, don't forget, start drinking a lot more water so you can assist yourself in, depending on what your protein intake is and your water intake is, because I know medically with kidneys, that can be a huge thing. You do need to control your intake if you are at that stage. But remember, you're trying to get toxins out. So allow your body to flush out what it deserves to be flushing, but also know what you deserve to be bringing into your body. All this beautiful energy through good, clean, healthy foods, through such amazing divine energy as well. So allow that to start to come in through your meditations, through your prayer, through everything else, and allow all the worries, all that you've been holding in these kidneys and in these filters to start to be released out. It's not yours to hold anymore. You've done it out of love. You've done it out of light for others, but it's not for you to have to hold on to. So allow your kidneys to just release that energy that you've been holding, so that this doesn't manifest into anything larger than what it already has been. And you can start to feel the healing release. You can start to feel the healing energy, and you can start to feel less pain, less trauma. And you get to start to be healthy again with no problems and no issues. So that's one of the things that the messages that's coming through for you and with you. So keep that in mind. Consider that. Okay, now for that, those of you, I see Kim's on as well. Kimberly, hello, beautiful. As you're there, everybody here, and I was feeling the back, there's a few of you that have been holding the trauma and that energy of all these circumstances, because we're talking about migrating our mindset and rising above circumstances, right? You're getting these circumstances that have been going on between family, your children, loved ones, friends, and you're bringing into your spine, you're bringing into your back, and that's where you're having a lot of back pain, but you're also having to crack your back a lot. Because you're trying to just find a way to pop and release that energy out. And yet instead, you could just be starting to release it by getting yourself grounded, allowing yourself to be in this new place, allow yourself to receive this beautiful healing light, this beautiful healing energy. And as you get grounded, I see one of your one of your safe places to go is like, if you can, and when you're meditating, or if you're just thinking, is like this beautiful meadow and it's peaceful for you. So get to that meadow, get yourself where you're in this beautiful, peaceful place, so that therefore you're in this beautiful, amazing meadow. Okay. And as you're in this beautiful, amazing meadow, you can start to have your transformations. You can start to see things clearly, and you can release all of these different things that you're not really having to hold on to or deserve to hold on to. We kind of take things in on our own, and you've kind of tried to be that healer for your family. You've tried to be the healer for everyone else around you, and you deserve the healing for you as well. You deserve not to be holding on to that. You deserve not to be like compounding everything that's going on in your life into your body, into your skeletal system. So as I say that, everybody, let's take a few deep breaths, and let's send this healing love and light to everyone, including ourselves, of that, of the releases, and filling that space of where this energy has been trapped. Those fears, anxieties of new jobs, the fears, anxieties of new clients, the fears, anxieties of so many things. And let's go into like Lisa's words of what she was saying, knowing that we're divinely guided and protected no matter what. Bring that in, whatever that divine love, light, protection is for you, whoever it is, it's God, it's source, spirit, universe. Let that be with you in all that you are at this moment. Take that deep breath in. Accept it. Bringing in that emerald green light as well, that beautiful green emerald healing light, allowing violet light to just flood in into all that you are, all the colors of the rainbow, but violet having that highest vibration to activate all your cells, all of your enlightened cells within yourself. Allow this to just flood within yourself. So you have this star activation. You have this activation within yourself to take yourself to new levels, to take yourself above the circumstances that have been within your life that have been holding you back. Okay. It's a new start to the year. You have these catalysts. We talked about catalysts last night. How are we going to catalyze this next half of our life, this next half of our year, right? We're in a new place. We're in new transitions globally, energetically, emotionally, politically. There's so many transitions going on. It's about how do we choose to engage? And so I'm going to go back to Lisa's comment again, avoiding the gossip, right? Avoiding the gossip and speculations. Avoiding gossip and speculations can get us so much higher, because once we do that, we can avoid the speculations, we can avoid the gossip. And guess what? We get past that curtain, and we can get to where we're like Bernadette right now, who's saying, love this. We can get to that point where we're loving all that we are, we're loving what we start to see, and we're not being held back by the circumstances that are being placed in our life. Okay, who chose for COVID-19 to come into their life and be one of those circumstances that's there? Not me. I know you guys didn't, but it's here, right? So there's certain circumstances that come into our life that we didn't choose to be here, but they're going to be here, right? But we can choose how we deal with it. We can find the positive way and start to find a new way to move past it and through it, or we can focus on it in a more negative way. If all of this is resonating with you guys right now, and you think other people can like benefit from this right now, and they want to join live, like this, share this from YouTube, from Facebook, from YouTube, like and share this on out. Let's get more people in this conversation. Let's get more of our Enlightened Circles together right now. But honestly, how many of you guys chose for COVID-19 to be here? Not one person that I know, right? And I doubt any of you guys did either. But that's a circumstance that has come in, first of all, that's been pushed in our face, pushed into our life, and we can choose how to rise above it. Has everyone been affected by it? Like in a medical sense where they got the virus? No. But have we all been affected by the environment surrounding it, spiritually, emotionally, energetically, physically, financially? Yes. Okay. So how do we choose to rise above those circumstances? Now, we all got trapped on COVID-19. What are the other circumstances, though, that deserve that attention, that deserve that positivity, that deserve that transformation as we migrate our mindset and rise above circumstances? Because don't let yourself get blinded by just one circumstance. What happens is there's the circumstances that we've created within our own life that we choose not to look at. There are circumstances in our own lives that we have chosen to create I've done it myself and I still do it. We all do it, right? But there's circumstances that we choose to create in our own life that we then have to learn to rise above it. But what happens is we throw those ones on the back burner. And one of the big reasons is because we don't want to admit that we even created them. And so we focus on that which is thrown upon us, right? But remember, when we don't work, like we were talking about last night on Enlightened Circles. So if you guys didn't watch it, go back and watch it, like it, share it out there. Highly encourage you all to start your watch parties, like and share Enlightened Circles on Facebook and YouTube. Let's get this conversation going in a larger global format, and let's get this energy running with everyone as well. But last night we were talking about catalysts, right? If we don't have, when we start talking about our internal environment, if we don't have our internal environment settled within in a beautiful way, we're not noticing the circumstances that we created ourselves. So we're not sure how to rise above it in a beautiful, loving, peaceful way. Instead, we start to focus on that which is outside. We start to focus on everything externally, that outside environment that's going on over there, never looking right here. How many of you guys just got dizzy while I was doing that? If you did, raise your hand, because I could feel you guys getting a little bit lightheaded when I was doing that. And it wasn't because I'm going in circles or back and forth here. How many of you were feeling dizzy while I was doing that? It's because you yourself, like I have done, we all do, have at many times focused on that outside environment rather than what was going on right here inside. And when we're not learning or we're not doing the internal growth on our internal environment and circumstances maybe we created within our own life that we feel are holding us back, it's very difficult to deal with anything on the outside. Instead, we get that dizzy feeling. We get that lost feeling. It brings in the depression. It brings in the anxiety. It brings in all these like downers, Debbie Downer kind of stuff, right? But guess what? We allowed that in as well. So it's one more circumstance we have to hurdle over. We have to hurdle over. We don't have to. We feel like we have to, but we feel like we have to hurdle over these different circumstances, right? And jump into these kinds of things. And so it can be very difficult at times to get ourselves over these hurdles. So as I'm talking about this, and some of you guys were feeling that lightheadedness or feeling all these different emotions and these flow of emotions, what have you been doing to hurdle over these circumstances? And or where have you been getting stuck when you try to hurdle over it? Let's talk about it so we can kind of give you guys some tips and tools. And just like Lisa shared, which are fabulous. So Lorraine is saying, I hope I pronounced that correctly, Lorraine or Lorianne, but she's saying at first, you know, and I'm thinking that she's talking about the dizziness when I was saying like, who's feeling that dizziness, right? Now you're feeling that dizziness. Now take that deep breath. Take that deep breath and bring it back in. There you go. You feel that difference. You feel that grounding. You feel that coming in. And I'm pretty sure, because I'm seeing the last names, I'm pretty sure Kim was saying hi to you. So Kimberly sending out a shout out to her mom. So as you guys are energetically connected right here, right now, and physically through this live program, how are the both of you feeling in your different physical spaces, but yet here together? Because did both of you guys pick up on that dizziness? Because you weren't the only ones. I was feeling multiple people feeling that dizziness because of all the outside environments we focused on. And like we were saying, that hamster wheel, like Lisa even was talking about, like, yeah, she felt like she was on that hamster wheel at the beginning with everything going on in May, worried about job. Is she still going to have a job or not as a teacher? And then now she's been able to get back down because she released that energy. She allowed it to transform in her life. And now she's in that grounded space to really settle in with that knowing, understanding that she's divinely guided and protected, right? And having those 3 steps of avoiding the gossip and speculation, which maintains that peacefulness, maintains where we can get beyond the curtain and we can really start to pull in all the beautiful information that we have, and then going and staying open, right? When we're staying open, that's why you guys are right here on Migrate Your Mindset, because you're staying open to new ways. You're staying open to new ways to enlighten your enlightened circles within, but to make life better in so many beautiful ways, formats, and fashions, right? So excuse me, as we talked about last night, trying to increase water intake as well, right? So that was something we talked about on Enlightened Circles last night on the Tuesday evening show that I do every Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern time. We started talking about making sure we're taking care of our body physically, energetically, all these different things so we can maintain our internal environment. And I believe it was Lisa actually last night as well, talking about starting to drink more water. And then she was doing the food log and bringing that awareness in, right? So what are we working on to rise above our circumstances? Is weight one of your circumstances that you're trying to rise above? How do we turn that into not a circumstance anymore? That's the bigger part about when we say rise above circumstance. We deserve to understand that not everything is a circumstance with a negative connotation of how we saw it. You know, maybe there's a health issue that's going on as to why you've had more weight or had gained weight. And you deserve to be very real about that and very forgiving and loving towards that. Once you can become very forgiving and loving, it's not a circumstance that is a circumstance anymore. Now it is something that is incorporated in our life with love, with light, and we really can do that. Divorces don't have to be a circumstance that we're going through, right? It can be something that we start to see that we can develop with love and light and see the beauty that comes from it. So Gilbert, I'm going to put up your comment here, or I'm not sure if it was Gilbert or Jen who did this, but thank you for sharing this with the group, saying, wow, this is crazy. I finally took a step to get help Monday for my PTSD. I broke down and finally asked for help from my doctor. You know what? That just makes me want to cry right now. Honestly, I could feel your emotions. I could feel your energy. But the reason I really want to cry and my eyes are watering, and some of you guys out there, I know you're already feeling this. I want to cry because I'm feeling your success. I am feeling your success, Gilbert. I am feeling your love. I'm feeling all that you're giving, because when you're doing this, you're doing it for you. You're doing it for your heart. You're doing it for your internal environment. You're doing it for your wife, your children, everything that's around you. So I am like right here, major cheerleader. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Because when you put that out right now in the public and giving permission to put it up there, you are really owning this. You are owning all of this. What used to be a circumstance is not a circumstance anymore. You have risen above and beyond it. So keep that energy going, because it's a whole new, beautiful beginning. It is a whole new, beautiful beginning for you. It's what were we talking about last night? What's your catalyst? What's your catalyst to this whole new year? Your catalyst is love for yourself and love for everyone around you by doing what you're doing. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for having the soul you have, to see it, to acknowledge it, to understand it, as well to share it, because you sharing it right now is inspiring so many other people to deal with their quote unquote circumstances, right? And last night, what I was talking about as well on Enlightened Circles, when we were talking about catalysts and everything else, I was talking and saying, get your positivity partner, not accountability partner. Accountability partners are amazing, awesome, and great, but positivity partners, right? And here's the message coming out for you, Gilbert. Thank you for sharing. Healing and growth love surrounds you, from Kimberly. And that's why we're doing things here on Enlightened Circles. So all together, we can assist in healing. We can assist in growth around each other and assist other Enlightened Circles and souls with all of our beautiful energy, all of our beautiful gifts. So Kimberly, thank you for shooting that back out there as well. But you know, and Gilbert's saying no, thank you, because I'm telling him thank you, but he's saying no, thank you. No, seriously, thank you, thank you, thank you. You doing all this, you don't understand how many people in this world you just helped. Because everyone else that watches this live, anyone else who watches this later, even if no one ever watches this, that energy you put forth is being received by every other soul, every other human being, every plant, every animal, any kind of person driving a car. That energy is being put forth right now by you. So thank you for doing your beautiful light work in that way. But thank you for working on your internal environment like we're talking about. But that's what I was saying last night. You guys, let's find positivity partners. Not accountability partners. Accountability partners are awesome and great. And yes, our positivity partners will be accountability. They're going to hold us accountable, but they're going to hold us accountable in a beautiful, amazing, positive fashion. You guys, if this is working for you, like and share this right now. Get this out there. Let's get everyone else to understand positivity partners. Find a positivity partner. Some of you last night were saying you weren't ready to find somebody yet, that you're going to do it with person to person, but you're going to do it in the mirror. And you deserve to be your number one positivity partner, just like Gilbert is, by saying, I broke down. You did not break down, Gilbert. You strengthened up. You rose above. That's not a breakdown. That's rising above. Okay. So we're going to change the vocabulary, because you deserve to change that vocabulary to such an amazing, glorious, spectacular, celebratory moment, right? All of us deserve to change our vocabulary, because when we change our vocabulary, that helps us rise above that helps us rise above circumstances and migrate our mindset. Okay. So that is such a beautiful thing of changing vocabulary. So instead of saying, I need something, say, I deserve it, I want it, and I desire it. Then we can bring that in. If we know we want something, we desire it, then we can say, do I deserve it? And we don't have to be hard on ourselves with the negative deserving part, but we could say, like, do I deserve it? You know what you deserve or what you don't deserve, right? And then what do you need to change within yourself in order to deserve it, right? So Gilbert's knowing that I deserve a beautiful family. I deserve a beautiful life. I deserve a beautiful internal environment. So therefore, I deserve this assistance from my doctor. I deserve assistance from being right here on Migrate Your Mindset with Enlightened Circles, or watching it later, or whatever it might be. I deserve happiness. I deserve abundance of love, light, energy, wealth, health, every abundant format. I deserve that in my life. So once we know what we deserve as well, we can start doing the work to do it, right? I love this right now. Thank you, Bernadette, for sharing this. My writer is feeling like it's pulsating as you're speaking regarding positivity. Because why, Bernadette? We keep each other positively accountable anyways already. So that's part of it. But the other part on your right ear is because you are doing your physical work. This is the message coming in for you, Bernadette, and for other ones out there, right? A lot of times we have pulsating ears. We have the ringing in our ears, the vibrations we feel. Those are ascension symptoms. They consider them as well, right? Because we're doing the work. But Bernadette, you've been doing a lot of that spiritual work in ascension. But guess what? Right side is coming on up. So physical side, the reason you're feeling that in that right side is because you're starting to do all that physical work. You're doing your ground lay. She has a beautiful, amazing book that she's going to be coming out with as well. You're doing all your physical part, your physical journey to keep positive, to keep yourself going in that right area. So you are rising above any circumstance that used to be a block prior. Girl, you are on fire. And that we all are. We are migrating our mindsets together. We're migrating our energy. We're shifting all that we are into such a beautiful place so that we all start to rise above circumstances. But guess what? They're not circumstances anymore. They're not circumstances any longer. It's how we choose to look at things. It's how we choose to describe them. It's how we choose to talk about them. You know, like I said, I'm sorry Jamie couldn't join us today. He had some circumstances come up in his life today. So he's rising above them. And I love having him on here as a co-host on Wednesdays. But he deserved as well not to be on here in order to rise above those circumstances, in order to complete what he needed to get done. So we have to also deserve to choose what we're going to do or not do with certain things in our life. And Lisa saying I deserve in front of the mirror has such a huge self-love impact. And it really does. I deserve to be beautiful. Okay. I deserve to be beautiful. And guess what? The next thing I want you to put in there is I am, because not just I deserve, I am. I am abundant. Okay. I am abundant. I am great. I am beautiful. Right. So that I love that Lisa's saying this too. To be honest, it was awkward at first, but I've come to the point where I enjoy it. And it does get awkward when you look at yourself in the mirror, because what are we taught, especially when you're, you know, especially, I'm going to say this, I'm not a man, so I don't understand it all from the male perspective and everything, guys, because I was not raised as a man. I was raised in a man's world with many men around myself. But as a woman, though, or even as a man, a lot of times when you look in the mirror, we were taught to judge. We were taught to say like, oh, okay, my hair doesn't look that good. It's kind of, okay, my hair's not in place. Let me put it back into place. Okay. My clothes, let me reset that. And we come in with a lot of judgment. and we start to look at our weight, we start to look at different issues, we start to look at our pimples, our acne, what do I have here? And we do all those kinds of things. Oh, there's that hair I got to pluck out. Men look at themselves the same way of different things in the mirror. But when were we taught to really stand in the middle and say, I am great, I am beautiful, I am abundant, I am divine, I am love, I am light, I am amazing? We're not taught to talk about ourselves that way, especially in the mirror. Instead, we're taught and programmed more so to be more judgmental. So that's something like with my nieces, my little goddaughter, when I would be combing her hair, instead of combing her hair and saying, oh my gosh, you got to do this. If, even if she was crying because she has very sensitive head, I would say, okay, I want to see your smile. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to inflict this pain upon you, but let's talk about how great and amazing you are while you're looking in the mirror while we comb your hair. And so she's starting to say, I am beautiful, I am great, I'm having a beautiful day, I have beautiful hair, I am grateful. So that therefore I am assisting her in her life of seeing all the beauty that I see in her and everyone else sees in her beautiful innocence, her beautiful life, her beautiful love, so that when she's 20, 30, 40, 50 years old, she's not considering these things circumstances. Instead, like the rest of us, maybe that are older talking about this, she's already at that point where, like Lisa's saying, where it's a self-love impact, a huge self-love impact for her already. But guess what? We can do these when we're young and start bringing it in with the youth and share these kinds of ideas with the youth, but we deserve to do it right now because we are amazing, we are great, and we are beautiful. So like Gilbert, you are amazing, you are great, you are beautiful, you are love, you are light. Share that with yourself because you deserve it. Okay? So I deserve. When you guys look in the mirror, I deserve beauty, I deserve abundance, I deserve greatness, I deserve all these things. Know that you deserve them, because when you deserve them, then the roadblocks to writing your book, getting the new job, teaching a new class, whatever it may be, it's not there anymore. It's not a roadblock, because now you have just transformed your mindset. You migrated your mindset to this whole new place. You have migrated all that you are. You migrated your mindset with your enlightened circles, with your energy, with your love, and that divine connection into this amazing, beautiful place. So doctors that are surgeons, I am an amazing divine surgeon who has been brought here to assist people on their divine path. And through my surgical skills, this divine connection, I am honored to give this assistance to these people so that therefore they can do all that beautiful divine work that they get to do. And guess what? All that you're bringing in is positive energy. You're not fatigued. You're not so tired anymore of all the surgeries you have to do and attend to. Instead, yet, you are in such a beautiful, enlightened place, knowing your light work, your divine work that you're here to do, so other people get to do their work in their way. So see how all of this all starts to come together, how we all, get to be in these beautiful places and migrate our mindset together, bring our enlightened circles stronger within our core, our center, all that we are, knowing our beauty, knowing our divinity, and then we get to help others shine their light, their enlightened circles, and we all do it in our own unique formula. We all do it in our own unique way in all that we are and all that we do. Even being at the grocery store. Instead of, I have to go to the grocery store today. I don't want to deal with all the people. I'm going to see if like 10 people I know, and I really just want to get in and get out. And if I see all these people, then I know it's just going to hold me back. Stop yourself. Okay? Because you just create a circumstance. You just created a circumstance within yourself and in your emotions of getting to the grocery store. So we can rise above that circumstance now, and you got a mirror in your car, or like I said last night, get your cell phone, turn on the selfie kind of photo picture, look at yourself and smile. Start to remind yourself that you are divine, you're amazing, you're great, and know that you have a divine purpose for being there at that store at that moment. And your divine purpose might just be to receive love and light from other people as well, or assistance. So now as you start to smile within, it's not like, oh my gosh, I'm going to see all these people that I know and it's going to delay my time. Instead, guess what? Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity to have my two legs to walk into this beautiful store, that I have this abundance, the finances in order to purchase items for my family, for myself, in order to reward us with life, with love, so that we can continue to do our divine work with other people, as well as thank you for all of the interactions. I'm going to be interacting with people silently or not silently, right? Because maybe you say hello to somebody, maybe you don't get to talk to people, but you're still in everyone's energy sphere. And so if you walk in with that anxiety and that negative energy sphere, you didn't start to just create a circumstance for yourself. That energy resonates around others around you. If you notice, babies might start crying when they're around you then. It's because they're picking up on that negative energy and anxiety. But when you walk in with positivity, love, and light within yourself and within your own environment, guess what those children start to do? Have you noticed the children start to smile at you when you're in a good mood? Children that you don't know, because they don't have that veil down. They get to see your beautiful soul. They get to see your beautiful light. And they know you've done your work to migrate your mindset, migrate your energy to rise above circumstances that are not circumstances anymore. So look in that mirror, see all your amazement, see all that you are, see your divinity when you're having that down space, and transform that internal environment, transform everything that's within you so that you start to shine brighter and you walk into everything that you deserve in such a much more beautiful fashion, a much more beautiful way. And guess what? When you're ready to sit down and have this healing energy going on in your life, it's so much easier now for you to connect. It doesn't feel like it's difficult. It doesn't feel like it's a circumstantial blockage in your life. Instead, you get to rise above, connect a lot sooner, a lot quicker, transform these energies a lot faster, of which you deserve anyways already to do. And you get to start to release negativity. And when you can start to do that more often, guess what? We start to have a much cleaner place within ourselves, within our internal environment. And that then comes to an outside environment as well. Last night, Hector was sharing about how he's in the process of a move. And through the move, he's removing a lot of things, right? Getting rid of a lot of things that they don't need to have now because they're moving. So he's said how it has created such a peaceful environment because of the decluttering. So, excuse me. So with that though, comes in a peaceful place. And we're doing the same thing energetically when we start to bring in this happiness and see ourselves in the mirror and see how divine we truly are, and not be so judgmental of like, hey, I've got all that fat that I need to get off, and bring it in a negative way. When we can start to say like, you know what? I am love. I am light. I am beauty. I am where I am right now. And I accept myself exactly where I am. Thank you. I love you. We were talking about that last night. Thank you. I love you. Allow all the cells in your body to feel the love that you truly are. Because when you're only feeling it here or only feeling it here, but all that you are physically, emotionally, spiritually, ethereally is not understanding that, feeling that, and receiving that, we're not functioning the way we could be functioning. So therefore, physical blockages start to manifest within, medically, emotionally, spiritually, in so many different formats, in so many different ways. So remember to keep this love going in all your cells. When you start to say, thank you, I love you. Some of you guys, I know you guys felt that last night when we were talking about, like you're in the shower, give your body some love and say, thank you, I love you. And let that go down, not just on your skin, on the surface of your skin. Let it go into your adipose tissue. Let it go into your muscle tissue, connective tissue, your bones, your blood, everything that you are, all your nerves. Allow that love to hit every single cell in all your DNA. And as you're doing that and you've done your clearings and cleansings, guess what? Bring in that light and allow that light to just swirl up your DNA and start to do its healing and repairing acts on you physically, emotionally, spiritually, so that therefore you're rising above circumstances with a lot more ease. You don't have the pain emotionally, physically, or other things going on in your life. Instead, you just feel happy and you're filled with love. And then If weight was one of those things that was a circumstance prior, now it's something that you get to do with love, releasing it in certain beautiful ways that's healthy for your body. You're not doing crash diets. You're not doing this. Instead, you have the energy to exercise, eat right, eat healthy, drink the water, do whatever you deserve to be doing for you. You have the energy to go get the new job and start looking for a new job. You have the energy to follow up with a client with happiness and not just say, oh, I've got like 3 clients that I need to follow up with because I talked to them last week, but gosh, I just don't really want to do it right now. Instead, it's an excitement because you're starting to enlighten your circles within. And each and every single one of you deserve to be doing that. So as I say that, for all of you that are out there, that you've been participating actively in this live, for all of you guys who are going to put a comment later, like this, share this, pass this on. If these messages are really resonating with you, this is part of the light work I do. This is part of the way I get to give back with all of you as well, to be on here with you through Enlightened Circles, to share these moments with you, this beautiful energy, and help you and assist you in your transformations. And more so importantly, to celebrate and bring you to celebrate your transformations, to celebrate your mindset shifting that you're doing. You are migrating your mindset. You are migrating your energy. You are rising above circumstances. You are having your catalyst within. You are sharing, and you deserve finding positivity partners in your life. So find your positivity partner, whether it be your spouse, a friend, you positively in the mirror, whatever it is, whoever it is, find some positivity, accountability partners, but I'm going to call them positivity partners. Find those positivity partners. I mentioned my cousin last night, my cousin Miles, love him to death. We've rekindled this whole new relationship as we've gotten older in this lifetime. And he's back home, and he's this beautiful educator that I was talking about earlier as well, who's been in major corporate America and at the vice president levels and all that jazz, and done that, but come back to serve his community and be with family in a beautiful new way as an educator. And we are that positivity partner as well for everybody. I have other friends around globally. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being my positivity partners, because we can hold each other accountable with our businesses, with our life, with our friendships, with everything, but we can do it in such a positive format that things are done with love. And when we receive that love, because we talked about this last night, we're programmed to work on a reward system, even since you're little. Sweetheart, if you clean up your room, you get to watch TV. There is a reward system put in place. So as adults, we don't always go ahead and have our reward system. And like we said last night, our reward system might be something that we would have done like a vacation this summer. But COVID-19, guess what? It got canceled. So we got a downer about that. But we don't have to be so down. We can have reward systems with our smiles. We can have reward system with our love. We can have reward system with our light. And we can definitely have reward system with other positive people, where we get to talk with the other person, hold each other accountable to our goals in that a certain way, but with positivity, where we can have an open, honest conversation and say, okay, Jess, your goal was 5 pounds. You didn't lose that 5 pounds. You didn't release the 5 pounds that you wanted. But we said this last night, maybe you gained 2 pounds, but you're losing body mass, you're losing body fat, whatever it might be. So therefore, you're doing the exercise, gaining body mass as far as muscle, which weighs more than fat, and you are losing the fat. So let's celebrate that. Don't be down on yourself. Let's bring in the positivity, right? So that's what's that part of that positivity partner as well. But it's more beautiful as well for you when you get to celebrate others and that positivity, because those cycles just keep going and there's nothing that holds us back. Kim saying, Jessica, you're such a bright light and you have given me such a beauty inspired in myself. Love you too, beautiful lady. You're such a beautiful light, and you're out there doing so much with your grandson, your husband, so many different things, and all the circumstances in your life that you've overcome, and you have your success stories. So continue to celebrate your success stories, Kimberly. Continue to celebrate them. Continue that positivity. You guys, challenging you. Continue to look in the mirror. Like Lisa said, it's awkward when you first do it, but after you get out of the shower, before you get in the shower, before you go to bed at night, when you start your day, when you finish your day, I challenge you, look in that mirror, look at yourself, see your divine love, see your divine light, see all the beauty that you truly are. And don't go to bed with any negativity in that point, because you can start your day in such a beautiful, positive, inspired way, and you can end your day even after you've had a trauma or tragic day. Because when you start to look at yourself in the mirror, and you can start to say that, you can very much more easily receive that from yourself as well, because we're our most difficult critics is ourselves usually. And you start to open yourself to receiving that from everyone else and sharing that with everyone else as well. So it's a huge challenge, I know, but that's how you deserve to be starting off July 1st of 2020. You deserve to be starting it with a catalyst. You deserve to be migrating your mindset. You deserve to rise above all and any circumstances, because there is not one circumstance really that can truly hold you back. Something might physically hold you back, like a beautiful friend of mine who passed away. He was held back by a wheelchair after a car accident. And he knew it was preventable, but it never mentally or emotionally held him back 100%. It didn't bring him physically down 100%. He would still be in his wheelchair. He would have other people cut the wood, but he would be there himself as a paraplegic, quadriplegic, and he would be with the woodcutter and actually the splitter, and he had it rigged out for him so that he could push it forward, and they put the woods on the splitter, but he was still doing his part. He didn't allow something like being physically incapable of doing what he would normally be doing hold him back. He chose to change because of who he was prior. He chose to change everything within himself and not be his physical limitations, be whatever holds him back in life. So yeah, does it sound like a sob story? Maybe. It depends on how you're listening to it. It can also be very inspirational. It can be one of the most amazing things that says, wait, what am I doing to limit myself, to incapacitate myself, to place myself in an emotional wheelchair, in different formats and different ways of holding ourselves back? And we don't deserve to do that anymore. None of us do. There is not anything that you can't rise above. You can do it, and you have all the gifts, all the tools within yourself to rise above the mindsets, to rise above circumstances, and to migrate your mindset into this whole new positive place and way where you are enlightening your circles within. So I challenge you, migrate your mindset with your enlightened circles, with all that you are, all your beauty, all your love, and all your light. If this is something you guys feel, I know some of you guys have already gone to enlightencircles.com. If you haven't, please, 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 I got some private messages lately, so I'm saying it again. Go download the Healing DNA video that's there. Well, you get to download it. You sign up for the list. So once you get on, there's the flash box that will come up asking you to sign up for the email list. If you do that and you sign up with your email, you will receive to your email a DNA healing video. It's about an hour long, or I don't remember if it was 30 minutes or an hour, but we go through DNA healing, but we talk about light, we talk about protection, talk about water, clearing, cleansings, transformation of energies, the hows and the whys. So if you haven't done that yet, please go do that. Like and share this out there. Like and share this if it works for you guys. If it's something you feel can assist others, like and share these Facebook Lives. Thank you, Lisa, for being here. Thank you, thank you, thank you for all you were sharing today, because you had 3 inspirational things to get us all going so brightly in this next half of this year and from here on out in our lives, knowing we'll be divinely guided and protected no matter what, avoiding gossip and speculation, and staying open. Those are 3 beautiful tips that you have shared, as well as all of you all with your love, your light, your energy. And that's what Enlightened Circles is all about. If you hadn't signed up yet for your free complimentary connection session, go. Let's do that. Let's talk. Let's have that free complimentary 30-minute connection session with your Enlightened Circles, and let's get you started on that jump, on that path, because you really can jump forward. I've had a lot of you having tremendous transformations just on these complimentary connection sessions. So let's do that. Let's get you guys jump started for this next half of the year in these beautiful ways, in these beautiful formats. It's always an honor for me to work with each one of your enlightened souls in so many beautiful ways. So thank you, thank you, thank you for each of your souls and sharing with me. It's such an honor, and I don't take it lightly. I take it very seriously. I take it with lots of love. And You guys, a beautiful soul here as well. I mean, that I've just been able to interact with has just been an amazing part of my life and inspiration to me, my cousin. So I'm giving that other shout out of how much more important it can be for you to find those positivity partners. Find those positivity partners because each one of you deserve it. You deserve a positivity partner in your life, not just accountability, positivity partner. And the most important one you can find is you. So get on out there today. Ramon, thank you for all you do. You and your wife are inspirational to so many people as well. So keep on doing the amazing work that you do out there. But you guys, I challenge you with love, with light. And it's not a challenge in a bad way because there's nothing really to challenge. There's no circumstances to overcome now. You already are transitioning, you're transforming, and you can transmute through anything. And it's not a challenge because you can do it. So I'm going to say, instead of the word challenge, I honor you by sharing with you that you deserve to find your positivity partner, especially yourself. You deserve to find your enlightened circles within yourself, and you deserve to launch forward with everything that you are that's great, that's beautiful and divine. So continue to do it. And we'll see you guys next week on Enlightened Circles as well. You guys are amazing. You guys are awesome. You have been fabulous. Jen, thank you. Thank your family. You guys are amazing, awesome as well. Thank you for your love, your light that you guys share with so many beautiful people and our community, because you have such beautiful souls that you share that light with our community here. So everybody, I send you off with a lot of love. I send you off with a lot of light. I want to hear back from you, how it's going. What are you doing as your catalyst that we talked about last night to jump forward? What are you doing to rise above your circumstances that aren't circumstances anymore? Are you looking in the mirror? Are you smiling? Are you being positive? How is it working for you? How are your enlightened circles enlightening within yourself now that's shining out? And Jen just actually put it up because she's saying how it's changing her family and how it's working for them. You know, Gilbert's talking about the things that works for him. All of you guys are starting to share what's happening, all this beautiful energy that's vibrating in such a positive way. It's happening within you. It's happening in your family. So it's the beautiful butterfly domino effect that you're sharing with everyone else. But we want to hear about it on Enlightened Circles. So go to YouTube, like and share, go to Facebook, like and share, write your comments, because once you share it with people, it comes from a trusted place. If people know you, like you, and love you, and they trust you, they honor these messages too. So it's coming from a trusted place and they know it's working. You are the best to testify of your own testimony of how things are working in your life. So like it, share it. Let's keep honoring each and every single one of you. I want to hear from you as well. What are some other topics you guys want to discuss or healing energy work that you want to work on? What's some different kinds of people you want brought in? You know, usually I have Jamie today. Like I said, he couldn't make it because he deserved to rise above some circumstances himself today. So he's usually here on Wednesdays. We try to bring in some different people as well at different times throughout. I have a beautiful friend coming in. She's a beautiful light worker all on her own. And so be ready for Sarah Ross. We'll have her on a Tuesday night show, I believe on the 7th, and then a Wednesday show the following week, I believe, are the dates. So she talks about avoiding burnout, right? Your reason to breathe. So Sarah Ross will be on. She's from the UK. She'll be talking about your reason to breathe, avoiding burnout in life, and some tools and tips to get through it. So emotionally, spiritually, physically. So she's an amazing soul, an amazing person. If you haven't seen her yet, go check out Sarah Sarah Ross, Your Reason to Breathe. My body was already jumping to the TH after breathe. So I said Sarah Roth. But what are some topics you guys want to talk about? What are some healing work you want done? What is some energy work you want done? Is it medium? Is it all these different things that we can incorporate? Because I love building these shows around you. That's why I'm here Tuesday night. That's why I'm here Wednesday mornings. Well, it's night and morning for me. But Tuesdays, 9 p.m. Eastern time for those of you out there, and Wednesday, 12 p.m. Eastern time as well. So that's why I'm here. So I love building the shows around you, for you, and what you want. So continue to private message me, continue to share your enlightened circles with me, and continue to share your thoughts, your desires, so that we can help assist you in your enlightened circles with all this beautiful light and all that you are divinely. Beautiful love to you guys. Have an amazing, fabulous day. Look in the mirror and smile, because you are divine, amazing, and great. Bye, guys.